Hey all, happy Friday! Thanks for joining me for another craft night with friends. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for beginners. And I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So tonight we are going to be finishing up our Winter Love Snowflake Embroidery. We're just about done. We got a couple more things to do on it yet. And then I think if we have enough time yet tonight, I think we'll try and finish up my little tatted snowflake as well. See if we can finish that up. So, all right, you guys, that's the plan. Let's get going. All right, ready to stitch again. I'm going to zoom you guys down. Okay, so where we left off last night was we did these French knots. I went over like the three things you might be doing wrong with the French knot, so be sure to check out last night's video for that. And so we just have to keep going around getting all these French knots and the little satin stitches there with the fawn color. So I already have a piece of thread ready for that. And then we still have a few little white French knots that we're going to go on all these little crystalline phalanges here. So I'm going to get threaded and we'll do that. And then, so I do want to turn this into a tree topper. I dug up some stuff, some materials for that, but I think I'm going to leave that till next week's project because I think I won't have too much time tonight since we're stitching. So instead, I thought maybe we'll try and finish up this tatted snowflake. Like I'll try and figure out how to tuck in these ends, and it's already like parts are coming apart. I didn't have enough floss, so we were kind of trying to like play chicken with the thread. But I think like let's tuck these threads in, and I might try and starch it and press it tonight yet as well, so it gets so we can like make these ends a little pointier. Anyway, so if we have enough time, we'll work on that tonight. I do want to make a whole pile more of those tatted, just super duper duper simple snowflakes. Really basic snowflakes, just a whole pile of them. And I want to do them the colors that we used in this design here and use it to decorate our tree. So we have like a little tiny fake tree, like an itty bitty tabletop tree. So this could be the tree topper, which would be pretty fun, I think. Kind of big for our little baby tree, but who cares? I think that's fun. And then those itty bitty tatted snowflakes for the rest of the tree in all of these colors here. So I think that'd be kind of fun, and that'll give me a little project for over the Thanksgiving holidays that doesn't take up any space barely, because tatting is like literally this is all I need for the tatting. So that'll be fun, and I'll get more practice on that since I've only done it like the 2 times. But yeah, so I'll get practice on doing all those little snowflakes, and maybe that'll help me graduate up to some more intricate tatting skills. We'll see. It's a new craft to me, and I'm getting into it. At least in my brain. I haven't done it since we did it here live a couple weeks ago, but in my head, I'm making piles of things. Oh, Shirley says she took out all the wrong color French knots. Oh, geez. The correct color is done. Design complete. Yay, Shirley! Well, you got to do a little bit more embroidering then if you had to take out some and do it again. Oops, got caught on my hoop there. So I'm just satin stitching here. Oh, Haley's asking, what's this called? So this is hand embroidery. So embroidery, it's a lot like if you've heard of like cross stitch, but this is, instead of making a pile of little X's, we're using basically similar materials, but instead of little X's, we're just kind of following a line. Kind of like coloring, like we're either coloring in a shape, which is what I'm doing now, or just drawing a long line. So we're practically done here, so it's hard to see where this began, but it was just, it's just pre-printed onto the fabric here, and we've been doing hand embroidery on top of it. And my plan is to sew this into like a Christmas tree topper next week. So that'll be next week's project here. This is our number 5 on this. So we started this on Monday. Hello, Lay. We started this on Monday, and we've been working on it an hour a day in the evening here. I mean, we took a few little turns along the way, like going over the French knots yesterday and that sort of thing. But all in all, around 5 hours is what I've been working on it. Oops, I'm getting a little twisty here. Hopefully I didn't mess up my French knot. We'll see. Oh no, good. Still good. So I'm finishing up this fawn color. We have these French knots, which is what I'm doing now, and the satin stitches, which is the little balls. Oh, thanks, Haley. It's super fun. Like I kind of call it. It's kind of like an adult coloring book, basically, where you just get to chill out and color in the lines, basically. And this one has a few different stitches in, but you can just start with like learning one stitch and be good to go, and then learn more along the way. Oh, A said, I just started and it's so fun. Ugh, I just love it so much. So this is what I do for a living, basically. I sit here and stitch, and I make embroidery kits, and I just love it. It's just a good, chill craft that you don't need that many supplies for. It travels super well because it's not super bulky, and you can do like so much with it. Even just like changing the colors of a design will make it totally different and special to you and all that. So there's room for creativity, and there's also room to just like paint by number a little bit, just do what the instructions say, and like let your mind just like go away. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is our November. I keep wanting to say December, but we're not there yet. This is our November embroidery of the month. Gosh, it's going to be December so soon, you guys. I do have Decembers all lined up and ready to go, which is pretty quick of me. I actually got a couple embroidery of the months ahead, design-wise. So after December's, I'll be caught up again. So I'll be drawing a lot through December. So we can get our next embroidery of the month. So if anyone has any thoughts on what they'd like to see next for embroidery patterns, I will be working on it next month for the next, couple months. Like, hopefully, if I can get like at least 3 months ahead, that'd be great. So if you want to see something in the next 3 months, let me know. I do have an idea for January, and it's based on what someone recommended. I haven't drawn it yet, but I have a plan. So anyway, that's that. All right, I have 3 more little baby French knots, and then we are done with this fawn color. Then all that's left is going around basically the whole thing, and it's hard to see, but there's little dots on the end of, not these big ones, but on these smaller ones with all the little V's on it. Those all have little white French knots on the tips of them, so I'll have to go in and do that. But then this puppy is done, except for we're going to make it into something. So you can just frame these in the hoop. That's what I do a lot of times. They're cute, like with a bunch on the wall sort of thing. But other times I'll make stuff out of it, like zipper pouches or bags or pillows or, I don't know, patches. But this one is going to be a Christmas tree topper. And I'm not quite positive how I'm going to do that yet. But that is going to be next... Ooh, I pulled that weird. That's going to be next week's project here. So I'll be here every day. Well, actually, not every day, because it's Thanksgiving as well. So I'll probably be here through Wednesday. Monday through Wednesday. So we'll make the tree topper. That's probably a good enough time for that. All right, that's that. That color's done, so I'm going to weave in that end. I like having no knots on the back just because it's cleaner and my thread doesn't catch on anything. So that's why I'm weaving in the ends instead. I'm not worried about anybody seeing this back because it will be like on the inside of this tree topper. I did find some like kind of felt. It's actually like some fusible felt, but I've never used it, so I don't know quite how it works. But I want to put that on the back, and then have another side that's a different fabric, so they kind of like nest together with a hole in the bottom. And that part, I actually have a cone that will go in there, and then that can go on the tree. Now that I'm thinking about it, though, that would work for like a really big tree, but maybe not so much my tiny little baby tabletop tree. So I might have to think about that a little bit more. Maybe I'll have to get the actual Christmas tree out, I think, and form a game plan before next week. So that's a good weekend project. I'll figure this out, how to make this into a tree topper over the weekend, and make it next week's project. Okay, so I got my 24 inches or so. Our last little bit is, again, getting the little tips of these guys, getting a French knot on there. Ooh, an umbrella full of flowers. Ooh, Shirley, that's a cute idea. A spring design. So Shirley says, we've had a summer fox, autumn leaves, and winter love. Will we have a spring design, an umbrella full of flowers? I like the idea of like the flowers like making up the umbrella. That's kind of a cute idea. Should have like a little duck underneath or something. That's like, feels like a uber like old school tea towel type design, but I think that'd be kind of sweet. That could be kind of cute. All right, so pull those 3 strands out. Oh, I'm stitching with just 3 strands of floss here. The floss comes with 6 strands, and if you separate them, then you can have like thinner thread basically. So 3 strands is thinner than the 6 strands. So it just makes my stitches a little thinner, and it's easier to pull through the fabric. All right, I'm going to clean up that end so it's easier to thread on the needle. All right. Doing that pinch method again here. So I'm pinching the end of the floss in my fingers, and I'm going to slowly unpinch, and like the second I see that tiny little bit of thread, you can just barely see it, that's when I'm going to put the eye of the needle over it, and this is a pretty big eye. And I'm just going to kind of push down and keep opening, and that just gets the needle in there, and I can just grab that little end. Gets the thread in the needle there. Okay, let's just pick a spot, and we're going to just go up and down and do these little French knots here. Just going to start on this one. So I weave in 3 times to start. It's kind of like, instead of tying a knot, that's what I'm doing here. Oh, I don't know, but Shirley says upside down umbrella filled with flowers. Probably sounds vintage because I'm old. I think to me it sounds vintage just because it sounds like a really kind of sweet like embroidery for a kid's blanket, and in my head, or like, a tea towel or that sort of thing, and I think in my head that's the part that makes it sound vintage, is that it's for, like, specifically for, like, something having to do with babies. All those old cute designs, or, like on quilts and stuff too, all those, what are those like little kids with the bonnets? Oh, sweet, or bonnet Sues? Wait, what are those called? With those little bonnets, those appliques, like that sort of design. Something Sue, right? Sweet bonnet Sues or something? I don't remember. All that feels in the same vein. Oh, this just adds so much. This little extra French knots on these tips here. Oh yay, Sylvia, you got your needle threaded. Good. So I hope that pinch method kind of worked out. Sunbonnet Sue, that's what it is. Sunbonnet Sue. Yeah, an umbrella, a little ducky with an umbrella kind of has the same vibe to me as a Sunbonnet Sue. Oh, Kara, yeah, Sunbonnet Sue. Oh, and Suspender Sam. Oh my God, I didn't know they were called Suspender Sams. So, okay, and then there's also like the fancy, like, Southern Belle Sunbonnet Sues too. Are those called the same thing? Because in my head, the Sunbonnet Sue is like the little toddler-looking one. And then there's the, like, Southern Belle-looking one that's, I think people still call those Sunbonnet Sues, but to me that's something else. Suspender Sam, that's cute. That's kind of on my list. It seems like so old to me, these Sunbonnet Sues, and, like, I don't know, a little goofy, but, like, for some reason in my head I want to make one of those sometime. I'm not quite sure why. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do some weird version of a Sunbonnet Sue one of these days here. Oh, Gina says, I learned to embroider on tea towels with Aunt Martha's iron-ons. Yep, so I think that's like the mainstay of, like, embroidery is the Aunt Martha's. I think that's probably where where those, like, cute little kitties on the tea towel and everything on the little tea towels. All those designs, I think, are those Aunt Martha ones. Okay, so they are called Southern Belles, the ones that look like grown-up women with the big fluffy dresses. So those are called Southern Belles. Okay, good, because in my head, I feel like I've heard people call those Sunbonnet Sues, and I'm like, what? I thought that was the little kid thing. Oh, how do I get your kit? So they are on penguinandfish.com, and so there's a link in the, if you go to my profile page, the link there will take you to it with a discount as well. So this specific kit is our embroidery of the month, and that should be pretty easy to find once you're over there. We also have a free pattern if you are learning. It's our Stitching Raccoon pattern, and you get videos emailed to you of, like, the 14 different stitches that are used in there. So that can help if you're starting and want to learn a few stitches. How far are we? Ugh, we just have 2 done. I'm like, man, I've been going at this for a while, but I'm only like have 1.5 done of the 6. So, dang, maybe we'll be here for a little while doing these French knots. Oh, okay, so Grace is calling it Overall Sam. Oh, I kind of like Suspender Sam better. That's cuter. Suspender Sam. Funny. Gosh, I'm gonna run out of floss soon too already of this white. I do think this adds like a little extra sparkle on here though. This extra little touch of a little French knot on the end. All right, I'm not even sure. I mean, it looks like I have a lot of thread, but French knots kind of take up a lot of floss. So I'm not sure I'm going to get past these 6, and I'm not even quite sure I'm going to get these 6 done. I think I'll get these 6 done, but I'll probably have to start up new floss. But that's good. So we got 3 done, theoretically, with this first half of the floss. So the second half of the floss should get us the other 3 done. So maybe we just got the perfect amount of floss. And as I said that, I pulled the floss off my needle. So let's get that threaded again. Ugh, it's all fuzzy. Let's snip the end again. Where did those fuzzles go? They landed on here somewhere. Oh, on my hand. All right, let's thread that again. So here again is that pinch method. Clean it up first by snipping the ends like I just did and pinch it in between your fingers. Get it flat and then unpinch slowly, and then the moment like you just see a tiny sliver of it there, that's when you get when you place the needle, the eye of the needle over the top and kind of push down till a little piece is through, and then you can grab it. So I didn't lick the thread or anything, just pinched it. I do have a needle threader though too, if I'm having trouble with the pinch method, then I use the needle threader. Oh, thanks, Shirley. Shirley says the French knots add such a great touch to the design. Yeah, I had to add a little sparkle. I actually think I think someone might have mentioned this when this design first came out at the beginning of the month, but it would look pretty, or maybe my mom said it when she saw it. That could be too. That it would be pretty done with metallic thread. Like that Nishi Kiito thread that we've used here before, that really like pure, pretty metallic thread. This would be so pretty with the different variations of that metallic thread color. Oh my god, now I kind of want to do that. Ugh, that's another 5 hours though. I don't do designs more than once very well. Like I like doing a design and then I kind of move on. I mean, this is my second time stitching this because I did the sample piece, but I don't know. I get kind of over a design once I've done it once, but I do like the idea of doing it all in metallic thread. It would be really pretty. I would need I have a little bit more, so I'm going to jump over here. I would need like a project that would turn into for me to like stitch this again, I think. Okay, now this one I'm definitely not going to get all the way around. I probably should have just started a new thread. Then I'd have like the 3 on one and the 3 on the other, but we'll just go see how far this lasts. Maybe I can get up one side here. You do the French knots differently? I'd love to hear how you do it. So a lot of people just hold the thread here, and that kind of scares me a little bit. I always like getting my fingers holding those loops down, just so they don't get like bloopy. There's also the colonial knot, which is similar. Looks similar, but it's constructed a little bit differently. Oh, no, threading the needle. Oh, okay, you thread the needle differently. Oh, you'll have to let me know how you do that. Okay, I'm going to weave in the end. It just is annoying to do. I mean, it looks like I have a lot of floss left, but it gets annoying to do French knots when you don't have that much left. So I'm going to just weave in the end. We got one side of this guy done. Get the other. All right. It's coming along. So we did 3.5, and so now we only have 2.5 left, and then this puppy's done. Okay, and then after, since we're gonna have some time left, I'm going to try and finish weaving the ends of this tatted snowflake, which is gonna be his like little friend here, which I haven't really done before, but I suspect I just kind of tuck it up into the knots. This got a little twisted here. I'm pretty sure I did this wrong, so I'll have to improve that on my next one. But yeah, so I'd like to weave in the ends here and maybe spray it with some starch and press it. So I think since we're almost done with this, I definitely think we'll have time left for that. All right. Oh, where do I find my patterns at? So these are Frog Nurse. These are our patterns from Penguin and Fish. So this is one of my designs. We make embroidery kits at Penguin and Fish. This is our new design for, it's one of our embroidery of the month designs. This is our November embroidery of the month. Okay, left off up here. I just keep turning it just so it's in the most comfortable spot in my hand, basically. And we stitch them all live here too, so all the videos for this are up on YouTube, which is linked here to the Penguin and Fish on YouTube. So you can go back and stitch with me, basically, the whole process. So we started this on Monday, and we're about to finish it up. Which I was nervous on Monday. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I even going to get this done on Friday? And we're actually going to get it done early. So it's going a bit faster than I was expecting it to, which is great. Oh, Grace is saying I'm thinking of using Hot Fix crystals for a little sparkle. Okay, so our Hot Fix crystals, are those the ones with like, I mean, do you just heat them up and then they stick to things? I have a picture of what that means in my head, but I don't know if I'm thinking of the same thing. Oh, you take the thread and fold it. Users is saying I take the thread and fold it. Oh, and then put the needle and fold and squeeze the thread through. Oh, that's a great way of doing it too. That can be a little tough if you have a lot of thread and you're trying to fit it through a smaller needle hole because they're doubling up the thread by folding it. But I do like that method versus like licking the ends and that sort of thing. Which, you know, any way you can get the needle threaded is totally fine too. But yeah, I totally know what you're saying. Like do you like put the needle underneath it to like get that fold really good, and then put the thread in the eye, the folded side. One more on this, and then we just have one more. Then this guy is done. Uh-oh. See, now this caught on, that's annoying. This caught on this French knot that's sitting here. That's why I don't like putting knots on the back, because things catch on them all the time. Like that just happened. And I typically actually try and leave my French knots till the end of a project too, if it makes sense, like what I'm doing now, for that same reason that my thread catches on those French knots. But yeah, that's why I don't like knots on the back, especially on the back, because then something could be caught on it and you wouldn't even know till like way later, which is annoying. Oh, I also fold the thread in half and then put the needle through the hoop at the end. I also fold the thread in half, then put the needle through the hoop at the end. It saves a lot of thread. Put the needle through the hoop. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Put the needle through the hoop at the end. Is that kind of like the that way of threading, like with 2 strands, where you can do the loop method? All right, we got 3 more stitches here, and then we have a finished design. Yay! So again, next week, my project is gonna be sewing this into a Christmas tree topper, which I don't quite have a fully fledged plan for, so that's what I'm going to figure out over the weekend. But I think this would be just like a really cute little tree topper. Oh, thanks, Andrea. We are just about done. I have 1 stitch left. Here it is, 1 more French knot left, and we are done. Well, I gotta weave in the end yet, but here we go. All right, design done here. Yay! Okay, that feels good. Got like at least a half hour faster than I was expecting this to go, so that's great. So we started this on Monday, so we're at like 4.5 hours to do this one. And I mean, I'm kind of speeding through it too. So if it takes longer for you, don't worry about it. It's always my goal to kind of get through it during the week. The 3rd week of the month is always our kind of stitch the embroidery of the month week. And it's always kind of like a little race for myself if I can get it done in the 5 days. But there we go. So, all right, so that guy is done. I'm going to let him just hang out here. So we have about 25 minutes left or so, and we did this little tatted piece, tatting with like this little tatting shuttle. I kind of want to do a little bit more of this over the holidays and stuff too. I don't know. I'm playing with tatting, and we made this. This is kind of like my first real thing that I made, and we have to weave in all these ends yet, and I'd like to kind of starch this, but I want this to be my Christmas tree topper, and then like have a bunch of these little kind of snowflake fellers all over the tree. I think that'd be kind of cute. So, all right, so I don't really know what I'm doing here, is I guess what I'm saying. So, but I suspect I just thread these and like stick them up like these little tubes here. So I don't know. Let's try my embroidery needle. Doesn't even go in here. I think I might have to use a thinner needle. But I can't go too thin because I'm not going to be able to get the thread through. So okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to try and thread through some of these knots. And if any of you have tatted before and have a tip for this, let me know. But I think, I don't have to weave it in too well, I don't think, because it's not like I'm heavily using this for anything. It's just going to be a decoration. So I'm just going to take this end here. Let's snip it up so it's nice. I put the needle in first to where I want to thread it through just because I have hardly any floss here. All right, I have hardly any tail. Ugh, okay, let's try and thread this. Oh, good, got it. So this is all 6 strands, so it's a little more difficult to thread. So I'm just going to pull this up through Oh God. There we go. Okay, through our little knot system here. I don't know, that looks decent enough. All right, so I'm gonna just trim that off. All right, that's one. Hopefully this ends up looking a little bit more like a hexagon when we're done, but I think I think once I press it, it'll look good. So which one does this one weave into? I'm gonna go up on this side. We're gonna go up in this one here. Ugh, okay. This is that one that I kind of twisted a little bit, I think. All right, good. This needle's working fine so far. That's good. I don't want to get a different needle. This is my needle with the biggest eye, so it's the easiest to pull this big thread through. Oh, goodness. Oh, hey, Robin. Okay. Yeah, it's tough with the user. Where did I just go here? Oh, I threaded the wrong freaking thread. I'm like, why did this go way over here? Let's redo that. Amy's asking, do you think the Nishiki Ito, which is that really nice metallic thread, do you think the Nishiki Ito would take longer with how metallic threads sometimes play? I do think it would take a little bit longer. However, those threads, the Nishiki Ito threads, aren't as horrible as other metallic threads can be, because I think they're made a little bit differently. I'm not sure typically metallic threads like that you'd get from, like, I don't know, Joann's or whatever, they have like a polyester or nylon or something core, like a little thin core, and then they kind of wrap the metallic around it, and it can fray really easily, and that's when embroidery and everything just gets super annoying. The Nishiki Ito threads, I gotta snip this so it's cleaner, they play a little nicer. However, they are more metallic, so they don't bend as easily in a lot of places. I think French knots, although we've done French knots and stuff a lot with it before. Yeah, I think the Nishiki Ito, that's going to be way easier than a different metallic thread. Oops. But yeah, it'll probably take a hair longer. I don't think a ton longer. Oh, Amy says I bought some after I recommended, but I haven't tried them yet. Oh, like, I think it would stitch this super duper well. Oh, I guess maybe the French knots will be fine. Maybe the most difficult part might be the chain stitch. If you're gonna use the Nishiki Ito thread with the chain stitch, I would try doing the reverse chain stitch. I think that I think would make the chain stitch easier. Okay, so that's 2. Oh, I just have 2 left. Okay, good. There wouldn't normally be 2 left, but I ran out of thread when working on this and had to get another one. So now this one feels weird. Oh, I think you should go all the way down here. There we go. And get this guy. Clean up that end. I think I'll get the, I'm going to get the iron started here. What I'm going to do after this is I have some best press starch. It's kind of old. Hopefully it's still good. But I'm going to just spray this. I have a couple paper towels here in case I got this far today. So I'm going to spray it on like a paper towel. And then I'm going to press it, or I'm going to pin it to my wool mat. So I'll like stretch out these little bits here and there. And then I'm going to press it. and see how it looks. Oh, Robin says I used to cross stitch all the time, but now I cannot see the little holes. Oh, so now you do diamond art. Oh, that's awesome. I wonder if they make those. Someone was talking about this yesterday, but they got a one of those light up magnifying lamps. I wonder if that would help. I got some of those magnetic, those magnifying glasses the other day, but I haven't really tested those out. I think those would be kind of weird, but the a magnifying lamp I think would be probably pretty cool. But those freak me out, like I'm gonna burn the house down. So I don't know. The person who uses that said that they put a cloth over it when they're not around it, just so they don't burn the house down. I haven't cross-stitched in a while. That'd be fun to try again. All right, this is our last thread here. I'll have to add thread back to this to like make a little hanger for it, I think. Could we do a style like a whipped chain stitch? Oh, using a metallic whip. Absolutely, that sounds like it'd be beautiful. I was actually thinking about like a whipped back stitch maybe. You could do a whipped chain stitch. Like you can go around each one of these stitches too, but like you could probably do a whipped back stitch and have it be really pretty. I was thinking about that the other day. That I should, oh God, I can't get this through. I should try another design with that whipped back stitching. Come on, guy. I'm afraid I'm gonna break the needle. The eyes of these needles are pretty fine, so they can bust sometimes pulling it through things like this. Ooh, good, got it. Okay, there, that looks more like it. Let's snip that away. This is what it should look like without all those threads everywhere. Okay, so I do have this weird twist in here, but that's just gonna be in this one. I just didn't connect things right there. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that better. That'll be the bottom. Let's not look at that part. There. So I'm going to just spray this with some starch now, and we'll pin it onto the mat so it's just nice and clean. Use the last one as the hook. That's originally what I was thinking, but all my threads kind of ended in the middle. Oh, I guess I just pulled it up to here. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to tie it to one of these little loopies, one of these picots is what they're called, one of these large picots, and then it can hang like that versus like coming from the middle. So I'm just going to add a little extra. Okay, so let's see, how's a good way to do this? I do have some paper towels because I'm like, ugh, I don't want spray starch everywhere. But let's see. Gosh, do you shake this up? I haven't used Best Press in like a really long time, but we'll give it a go. So what I want to do, we're basically blocking it, but I'm blocking it with something that's a little starchy, so it should hold its shape pretty decent. I haven't done this before, but the theory works. So I'm getting this pretty wet. I think this is plenty. Okay, good. So I'm going to set that aside. All right, and we're going to move the embroidery for a little. I have my wool pressing mat. Let's just wipe that up a little bit. I have my wool pressing mat here, and I am going to pin right to the mat. So let's grab my pins. I do have these specific pins have a silicone end, so I can put heat on them. So what I want to do is let's just like pin one. I don't know, maybe like so. So my goal is to have these a little bit more pointy and less loopy because I think they'll look less like a flower and more like a snowflake. So I'm just gonna kind of pin the opposites so they're a little straighter. Ooh, it's kind of fun. It does look a little bit more snowflakey, I think, doesn't it? Oh, Robbins, what time are you on, and how will I find you next time? So I am Penguin and Fish. You're here on TikTok, so I'll be on TikTok. I'm also on Facebook and YouTube at the same time now at Penguin and Fish. And I'm here every weeknight, Monday through Friday, so I won't be here tomorrow. I occasionally come on Saturdays, but Monday through Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, I'll be here on TikTok. And the other two, Facebook and YouTube. All right, so I got these guys in. I'm kind of wondering, should I do the same for these little itty baby ones? I don't know if I need to do anything there. Let's see what it looks like if I make those a little bit straighter. I don't know, maybe that's a good idea. Let's just pin them all. Let's just do all of it. This seems excessive a little bit, but I'm doing it anyway. We're in it now. Let's just do it. So all I'm going to do next is I'm going to just put the iron on top of this. Typically, you would just let this dry overnight. Like if I was, I've done this with crocheted doilies and stuff before. We had a whole doily conversation a couple nights ago, but I do this with the doilies where I do go in and like a huge doily, and I do go in and like get every single one of these little fellers, which always is the worst. Like it takes forever, and but it really, really, really does add something a little bit extra to have all those nicely in place too. So we'll do it here. I do think we're getting a little bit, now that I've stretched this out, we are getting a little bit of a nicer hexagon in the middle there too, which I was hoping for. Looks like we're doing some weird science experiment, doing some weird dissection here. So like I said, normally I would just let this air dry overnight, but I saw someone just put an iron over the top, so I think I'm going to try that. I think I'm going to put another, I have a second paper towel. I think I'm going to put that on top, though. I'm a little nervous about the iron getting starch all over it, I guess. I suppose it doesn't matter. Okay, and some of these I want to, this guy looks a little twirly. How are these other ones looking? I think this one can be stretched out a little bit. It's pretty much gonna stay where I iron it, so I don't want like these little threads hanging out. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. It definitely looks more like a snowflake, I think. Oops, with these little guys stretched out. So let's just place, here's my other paper towel, and my iron's super duper heated up. So this is basically, oh look, cute. Cute. All right, this should be drying it at the same time, but ultimately the overnight sit is gonna be what finally does this. But I don't know, let's just, I guess, oh, sorry, 8:30 p.m., not 8 p.m., so 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That's when I'm on. Ooh, there it's, where it's a little lighter, you can see lighter colors in some places. That's where it's actually dry. In the knots, it's pretty wet yet. But again, I think, the overnight will do it. Oh, Amy says from this view, from the straight-on view, the pins look like long extensions. Yeah, we could do like, it does kind of, You know, we could do like super long ones and it'd still have that snowflake look to it. Oh, interesting. Valerie is saying, let me heat that up again. Valerie is saying I can use 3 pins in the picos to create a diamond shape. Ooh, okay. I'm going to probably stick with this for this, but I want to see what you're saying. So you could do, what Valerie's saying is you could go like this. Oh, interesting. And then one at the top there, and then get a diamond shape. That's kind of interesting. All right, I think this needs a little bit more drying. I'm going to keep it like this for now. I'm going to just get the iron right on top. I think we'll be totally fine. It's an iron-proof wool mats, iron-proof silicone pins, and iron-proof cotton floss, so we should be fine. Oh, you're giving your little puppy her shot. Aww. Oh, there. Now it's looking lighter. I'm going to just take it out because I want to see it, but again, I would probably err on doing this overnight. And I just use that Best Press starch. I have a more intense starch, like 100% starch mixture somewhere. I wonder if I still have that. Ultimately, like if I make more of these, I'll probably dip them all in that starch and then like let them all air dry, because then they'll be like super solid. Although this is looking like it's working pretty well. It seems like it's staying in place. Ooh, these puppies are hot. Ah! Let them cool a little bit. Oh, it looks so much more like a snowflake, you guys. Okay, that makes me so happy. Here, I'm gonna just use one to pick it up. Ah, cool. Looks tons more like a snowflake with, here, let me move this so you guys can see, with the picos, which are those little loops, those picos starched outward like that to a point. Ah, okay, that is cute. It is so snowflakey now. Okay, so this is going to be the tree topper again, and then this will, I want to make like a whole pile of these just using the same pattern, but I want to make them in these other colors here. So like all the colors that were in this piece, I want to make these little snowflakes out of them. This could even, maybe just a hook would do it too. I don't know if I need another string on here, but this would be like cute hanging in a window or something too. All right, I have my setup here already too. I have my little tray. Here's my snowflake tatting pattern, which looks like Morse code. I got my little scissors here, so I might just hunker down. I know we're gonna watch a movie later tonight here, John and me. I might just start up another one of these. Actually, I might just load up this floss right now. We have a few minutes left. I was thinking I'd load up the rest of this tan floss onto the shuttle here. I think this took just about a whole skein. These are small skeins, though. These are 4-meter skeins, not 8-meter skeins. And we only used a little bit of that fawn, that tan color, so I'm thinking I could load that up here and do some more tatting tonight. I've been itching to do this some more, and now I really, really, really want to do it after this turned out so cute. I'm really happy that it looked more like a snowflake than a flower by stretching those out, so that's cool. Isn't this tray cool though? It has it's a little strawberry, and it has a container here that snaps shut too. I have a few of these that I'm just kind of testing it out, but I want to put them up in the shop. So I don't know, maybe next week I'll be able to get these up in the shop if I can take photos of them this week in here. But I just love it, just like to carry around a project from here and there, just plop all your stuff on it. So I think that'll be fun. But awesome, you guys, so that turned out great. We finished an embroidery. Dang, we did a whole pile of stuff stuff tonight. I'm definitely gonna, this is a little damp yet, so I will let it air dry overnight. But I don't know, I want to make a whole pile more of them. So awesome, you guys. Thanks again for joining me. I'm here, like I said, for about an hour, so I come here at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's 9:30 now, so we're going to call it a day. Finished 2 projects. Can't get better than that. All right, well, I guess we didn't quite finish the embroidery because we are going to turn it into the tree topper, but we got the embroidery part done, so a stage of it is done, which is always nice. So, all right. I will see you guys again on Monday. I won't be here this weekend, but Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It probably won't be for the whole week since there's a holiday, but I will figure that out over the weekend too and let you know a better schedule for next week. And we'll be making that tree topper. And maybe starching another ornament, a snowflake if I get another one done. That'd be cool. So, all right, have a fabulous, fabulous weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Good night.